Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays HyperRogue. We have the 60 treasures that we need to get to Relia, and so we are going to head back out to the ocean and see if we can find ourselves a Relia. And it looks like the tide is coming in right now, so we're just going to move along here and wait for it to come back in. And then we will go on a hunt for a boat. Now, does the orb of flash get set off by mirrors? It does not. That's good to know. And we can, let's see, probably hold on to our flash a little longer. Though it looks like things are getting to the point where we really ought to use it. So, you know, we can use it pretty effectively here. There we go. And we just got a few more things after us. There we go. Now the tide has come out a bit. We can follow it out. And I want to go pretty far out. I want to be able to, you know, get a pretty quick turnaround and not have to wait in one place for too long. Looks like these boats are quite close to the edge. And so we should be able to just wait for the tide to come in here. There we go. And I believe this will just take us to a random point in the ocean. So we can now look around. Let's see, we have, it looks like a whirlpool over here. And we have, it looks like another whirlpool over here. Want to be really careful not to enter it. That one also. Got a lot of whirlpools here, not really seeing any land boundaries. Let's see there. Nope. We got a shark in that one. That pretty much guarantees that it's a whirlpool. We got a rattling. Another whirlpool. Let's see. What's this? That's a whirlpool. That's a whirlpool. What on earth is going on? Alright, let's try a different part of the ocean, see if we can. Let's see, that's another whirlpool. And I don't actually, okay, so here's a tide zone. So we can just wait for the tide to start coming in. And we're just going to follow it with our boat. And just try and deal with albatrosses as we pass them. I believe there was a change not too long ago. Oh dear, I've lost track of where the shore is. There it is. You can tell if you watch the water kind of making its waves. There we go. So we are now in Relia. We're going to grab some treasures because the orb of teleport is extremely useful. And I may want to even go for 25 treasures. That's pretty challenging, so I don't know if it's the best idea. I also just noticed that the indicators of our kills and our treasures has changed considerably, and I think that's pretty cool. It looks really nice. And it still uses the symbols that are a little bit difficult to read, but they're much easier to hover over now, and they're much bigger and kind of more striking, and they kind of have a nice design to them. Now I'm not sure what the plus and minus here indicate. It looks like the minus indicates parts. Ah, here we go. Killing increases treasure spawn. And then here it says local treasure. So it looks like the plus on this side probably means it's a local treasure, and then the plus on this side says that it increases the treasure spawn of the area that we're in. So that's cool. That's really useful information. And then let's see. Ivy Root is a monster that's been killed that appears here. So that's nice new information. Oh, I see. So these all have the minus because they appear here. And then the Mutant Ivy does not, and the Mirror Image does not. So it looks like all of this stuff does not count to your kill total. So it's separated out now. That's really cool. So I'm real happy to be playing today. Things have been going remarkably well for me recently. I've been getting a lot of really good messages, really supportive people, and just having a lot of really positive interactions lately. I've been working on this channel almost 3 years now, and it's been a really wonderful journey. I've been enjoying it the whole time. It's always been the easiest thing. It's always been something that, I never go, oh, I guess I'd better force myself to record. I never go, oh, I don't really have enough energy. Sometimes I try to record when I don't have enough energy, and it can go quite badly. I often lose runs that way. I often record more boring episodes that way, but I never find myself not wanting to record just because I'm tired. I never find myself wanting to do something other than record when it comes to Saturday. Editing is a little bit different. Not a huge fan of editing, which is why these videos are mostly unedited. And it's why, I have considered some, and I have started some edited series, but I've not been able to have a really high output of edited videos because it's not fun for me, and it's a huge time sink, and it's not the easiest thing in the world for me. It's not something that I just kind of almost automatically do. Whereas this has been something that has been such a pleasure to do, and I'm so happy that this has been well received. And so, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Now, it looks like, oh, here's an orb of teleport, so that actually lets us now take considerably more risks. And so, here, let's see, oh dear. So, let's see, yeah, I'm actually going to use it right now. Oh, I was hitting caps lock instead of shift. Got very worried. Cannot teleport on an item. Fine, we will go over here. Grab that. 22. 23. 24. Just need one more, and I see one over here. We're going to deal with some combat. And it looks like maybe can't get to that one because of that tentacle. Now, we do still want to take on the challenge. New achievement, Tentacle of Cthulhu. Collect 25 statues of Cthulhu. So I did not know that I had not gotten that achievement yet. Very happy to get that. So we are now looking for a boundary, probably with a crossroads. Not necessarily, but it needs to be a land that we can cross relatively quickly. And, oh boy, we've got a lot of combat coming after us right now. Going to have to be very careful about scanning the screen. And making sure that we don't let ourselves get cornered. Everything's looking good. Going to take on these guys really proactively. And it looks like there's a rose garden over here and a graveyard. Now, I realized that there is a problem with finding a tentacle and leading it through many worlds. And that is that we're not going to be able to save at any point. And it looks like there's now a little exclamation point because we have 25 of these. The graveyard looks just fantastic with the 3D display mode now. really has a strong effect here because there's so many walls, and they just really well designed. I love that. So yeah, we're just going to keep on keeping on. I would like to actually separate these two tentacles so that we only have one of them following us. And so I'm going to kind of loop around it like that. That will, I think, make it so that the other one, at the very least, has a hard time getting to us. I think it should have de-aggroed at this point. So we have kind of a nasty pet right now. We're just going to continue on an adventure. You know, we're going to be looking toward Hyperstones. Recently I was watching the series Far Lands or Bust, which is a Minecraft series that has been running for like 600 episodes. And I was really admiring that and really kind of thinking about, okay, how is this structured and what can I learn from it? And I started thinking about maybe wanting to do a sort of a Hyperstones or Bust series. And the inspiration is very loose, because Hyperstones, you know, you can't do it in such a methodical way. I can't guarantee that any particular run is going to be the run. But I have this fascination, long-running fascination with very hard games. I often talk about very hard games. And this game, as much as I'm very confident with it, as much as I show off the parts of this game where I'm the strongest, this game is one of the hardest games I play. And I have not really looked very deeply into actually taking it on in one of these series. And so I wanted to take an opportunity to do that, and to really try and do something that is so beyond my confidence. Now, today is not that day, but we can get a start on it, because there's a lot of stuff that we need to do in order to do that, that is going to be, you know, well within my reach. Well within what I do know that I can do. And the first thing that I think we're going to do is we're going to finish out our 25 ice diamonds so that we have orbs of flash available to us throughout the game. And we might actually do a little bit more 25 treasure challenges with, you know, whatever I think is the most useful orbs to have for that. And along the way, we're going to try and have our tentacle friend following us. And so that's going to be an extra bit of challenge. I don't think it's actually going to be that huge of a challenge, though. Because it's not actually like a really big threat to us if we keep it a little ways off the screen. And I don't actually know. It looks like it's not emitting all that much heat, which I was kind of thinking it would do. So it's not going to actually deal with wolves for us in this case, but it is going to act as a barrier. It's very slow moving, and it's very easy to avoid. We know exactly where it is, and so there's a lot of ways in which I really think that it is not a huge threat to us. All right, we just need 5 more of these ice diamonds. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to leave the game running, record a couple of episodes today. And so we'll at least have this tentacle following us for a couple of episodes. And they might be a little bit longer episodes because, you know, I want to really give this challenge the best that I've got. And so, of course, that means that I'm gonna probably stretch it out over several episodes. So let's try and find our way back to some other land. Not necessarily a crossroads, though I always like to go to the crossroads as kind of a reset. But let's find our way to a land where I feel like I'm pretty okay with taking the tentacle, and then from there we will wrap up the episode and start a new one. So there's a lot of good things. I'm really still loving the channel, and I want to recommit to making this channel the best channel that I can make it, because this channel is so important to me and so valuable to me, and I really feel like there's more that I want to be doing with it. And one of the things that I want to always reiterate is, let's see, do we have Spice, Ice Diamond, Spice, Ruby, Shard, Phoenix Feather, Amber, Statue, Necromancer's Totem? So we do not have any Elixirs of Life. So Alchemy Lab is where we're going to be going next. So what I wanted to say before I wrap this up is, you're welcome here. That has been something that has been really central to my mission statement, is you are welcome here. And NerdCube kind of started this thing after the U.S. election, in response to the U.S. election, of, he said, I'm going to tell you you are welcome here. And, he said, I encourage other YouTubers to also do that. And I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. It's something that I've been meaning to do and really ought to get around to doing. But, at least at the end of this episode, I want to tell you that I think that you are a very special person. And I really, I want to make this a place where you can come and feel safe and welcome. And part of that, of course, is taking constructive feedback. If there is, something that I say that makes you feel less welcome, I want to hear that. And, one thing that I hear a lot of people say is, I don't care who you are, this or that, whatever. They say, I don't care who you are, you're welcome here. I do care. I care who you are. I want to know, who are you? Are you Polish, Czech, Mexican, American, black, white, Asian? I want to know who you are. And I'm not going to rescind the welcomeness, no matter what. If you're somebody who I disagree with, in really deep ways, I want to hear your story. I want to hear you. I do care, but you are always welcome here. And so I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up. And in the next episode, we will be visiting the Alchemist Lab and continuing to take our tentacle through here. Orb of Speed, not hugely useful. Not useful enough that I feel like getting 25 treasures is going to be a really big deal. This area is going to be kind of an interesting challenge, because it is an area where you have to stop a lot and wait. And where you're blocked in from a lot of sides. And so bringing the tentacle through here, a little bit of a scary proposition, but I'm looking forward to it. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.